El Camino is a Breaking Bad spin-off movie starring Aaron Paul and directed by Vince Gilligan. To start off this review, I really want to say you must see Breaking Bad before you see this movie. If you want to see this movie, go watch Breaking Bad. If you see this movie without watching the entire show, it'll ruin Season 5 for you, and that is a fantastic TV series. That is one of the best seasons on TV. It's captivating throughout the entire time through. You really don't want to ruin it just for 2 hours of a movie. This movie is directed by the same guy who directed the entire show of Breaking Bad, and I'm really glad that he was the director of this because he knows exactly what the viewers of Breaking Bad wanted, and I really did want to see more Breaking Bad, to be honest. It's a great show, and it ends, but it leaves one of our main characters just out in the open. So we get to see Jesse Pinkman and his story after what happens at the end of Season 5, and it was really entertaining, actually. A lot of the movie is just flashbacks to before what happens at the end of Season 5, but it's needed. It builds character in some of the other characters through the show, and you get to see what actually happened and who characters were actually like. It also introduces some new characters. That's pretty entertaining. But yeah, I actually really liked this movie. It was entertaining for someone who really enjoyed the show Breaking Bad, and it really felt like a finale. It felt like a closing episode of Breaking Bad. One of the big things that I really wanted to talk about after seeing this movie was Jesse Pinkman's character. Aaron Paul has phenomenal acting skills, and he fits this role perfectly. That being said, I want to talk about how at the beginning of the TV show, he's this guy he's just a lazy bum who's just trying to make a buck after selling meth, and we see our main character Heisenberg kind of partner up with him, and throughout the show they get better and better, and they become these big drug lords. And by the end of the show, Jesse's this really broken guy. I mean, he's been treated like crap by everyone around him, and this movie goes off of that by really showing that he has nothing left to lose. We see that a lot in the movie. He really doesn't care. Like, there's scenes in the movie where a gun is pointed directly at his face, and he says, I don't care. It's either I do this or I die, whether it be you kill me here or the cops come and get me and I die in a prison cell, pretty much. Like, he doesn't care anymore. Now, there are some cool scenes that actually go off of this, and one of them is a Mexican showdown, and I'm not going to spoil what happens at the end of that, but I thought that was pretty neat that he just needed a little bit of money in this movie, and one of the other characters says, alright, we'll kind of have a shoot-off for this, and Jesse just goes, okay, whatever, it's either I get this or I die. Like, what's the difference? And I thought that was pretty neat. That was really smart choice of Vince Gilligan to put into the movie, and it was pretty neat to see him, like I said, go from this broken guy to you see him evolve throughout this movie, but most of the time he is the same character that he was at the end of the TV show, and I really like that. So like I said, 6 years went by between the end of this TV show and this movie, but in the story, maybe only a couple hours had passed, but you can definitely tell that some of the people in the show have gained some weight. At Todd's character, wow, he has definitely gained some weight. He looks completely different. He's not overly fat, but I mean, you can tell that's not the same guy that was in the movie, even though you can still pick out, oh, that's Todd. But there are definitely some changes like that. I think that's a downside to doing a 6-year gap in between your series, but otherwise, I think the movie was really well done. It's not the best action movie. It's just a really good episode of Breaking Bad. One thing I'm going to start doing at the end of these reviews is add a letter rating so that you can see if you agree or disagree with me. That being said, I give El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie, a B. So obviously I enjoyed this movie. It wasn't the greatest movie I've ever seen, but it was pretty entertaining to watch, especially if you're a Breaking Bad fan. So if you have seen the show, I do recommend going out and watching this movie. Otherwise, do not see it. Cannot emphasize that enough. But if you do see it, comment down below, let me know what you think, and let me know what you thought of this review. Like and share. Thanks, and enjoy the movie.